Hello humans! Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you are one of my bagel babes. Today I wanted to talk about my favorite topic ever, second only to probably beauty, which is handbags. I am a bag lady, I'm a serious bag lady, call me Mary Poppins, I don't care, I love a bag. And I especially love a big bag. I really do. I'm a big bag kind of gal. And I think maybe it was like a year ago now, I made a video about my Louis Vuitton Neverfull. I will leave a link up here for you if you want to watch that. To this day, still one of my most popular videos on my channel. People love the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. They love it. And I recently actually swapped out one of my Neverfulls. So I had two that were the MM size, which is the medium size. And I mean, they say it's never full. Let me tell ya, it was full. I was filling that thing. So I decided I wanted to swap out one of my medium size Neverfulls and kind of like upgrade to the largest size, which is the GM. And that's what we're gonna be talking about today, is sort of like the pros and cons of the Neverfull GM, and talking about the differences between the GM and the MM. And then also I wanted to talk about where I bought the bag. I'm a big fan of buying bags pre-loved. So I purchased this Neverfull on Fashionphile, which is sort of a medium-ish talked about secondhand, pre-loved, you know, bag retailer on YouTube. I think the big ones are like Tradesy or The Real, stuff like that, eBay even, but I really enjoyed my process purchasing with Fashionphile. This video is not sponsored. I just wanted to give you guys like a really clear understanding of how I'm liking the Neverfull GM and what the process was like buying from Fashionphile specifically. So if this sounds interesting to you, please continue watching and subscribe to my channel. Let's do it.
This is real, real love.
Okay, so first and foremost, I want to talk about the bag that I picked up, which is it's like not even gonna fit in the screen. The Neverfull GM in this print is called, I'm not French, I'm really sorry, okay? I apologize up front. Damier Ebene, something like that. That's what this is called. So yeah, that is the bag I got. So yeah, that's the bag I picked up, and the bag that I like swapped it out for was actually that same color, just in the MM size. Reason being, I just was constantly filling the MM up, so I actually sold it to a friend and then was able to take that money and purchase a pre-loved version of the Louis Vuitton GM. So the thing I want to start with is really talking about the size differences between the MM and the GM. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up my phone right now and look at my blog, because I wrote an entire blog post about this bag and about the process of shopping on Fashionphile, all that stuff. It's already up on the blog right now. I'll probably add this video to the end of the post to make it like really comprehensive and full for you guys, so that way, any way you like to consume content, you have it, whether that's video or blog post. But yeah, I wrote a whole section on here about the size differences. So there's definitely a considerable difference in size between the Neverfull MM and GM. So the MM, which is the medium size, now remember guys, there's a PM, which is even smaller than the MM. It's like PM, MM, GM. So the MM is 12.6 inches in length, 11.4 inches tall, and then 6.7 inches wide, versus the GM, which is 15.7 inches in length, 13 inches tall, and 7.9 inches wide. So basically what that means is that the GM size, so this big size right here, is a full 3 inches longer, so you're getting 3 inches more this way, right? 2 inches taller, and then it's 1 inch wider. So you're getting an extra inch down at the bottom right there. So basically you're getting significantly more space when you upgrade to the GM. So if you are finding that you are filling up your MM, I think the GM is a perfectly reasonable upgrade. You'll feel a difference, trust me, you really will. The other piece of that I really wanted to talk about is the Neverfull GM too big for somebody that is petite? Now, I know that maybe you can't quite tell by video or even some photos, I'm super short. I'm not even 5 feet tall. I'm 4'11", so I'm very petite. I'm a little bit on the curvier side for my height, but I'm definitely very petite in terms of like actual height. And I will put some photos right here for you guys to be able to see. But quite honestly, like, I don't think it's too big for me. I really steered away from the bag for quite a while because I was really worried about looking stupid and like looking like it was absolutely just like engulfing me. And honestly, I just like don't get that vibe from it at all. And even if I do, like, I don't really care because this bag is so functional. I wanted to quickly touch on colors. Let me pull this one out. I still have an MM in Damier. I don't know how to say it, you guys, I'm so sorry. Azure, that's like the white color. So you can get the GM in this color, which is the Azure, this is the Bean, and then you can get it in classic monogram. I don't have a Neverfull in monogram, but I have like an SLG up there somewhere that's in monogram. Just the classic like LV print. I would say that out of all the colors, I feel really good about the range that I have. I think the best color for a GM really is that darker ebene color. It is, with the handles not being the raw leather, like it's slightly more waterproof. It's definitely very durable and resistant to stains and scratches and all of that stuff. And then on top of that, I think like for that big of a bag, I preferred it in a print that was maybe not so like out there and obvious. I'm not really a big fan of monogram in like huge pieces, just because to me that's like a little bit obvious. I think it looks great on some people, but again, like with my height and everything, I just wanted something that was not gonna be so bam, you know? And then I absolutely love this color to death. I'm actually surprised. I really never thought this would be like my jam, but I really like it. But I like it in this size, and I'm also really glad that this one I got pre-loved as well, because it's white and I would just feel so paranoid about dirtying it up, and now I'm like throwing it in the back of a car like I don't even care. So I'm glad that I got this one pre-loved, but honestly, if I had to pick like one Louis Vuitton print color, whatever, to go with for every piece for like the rest of my life, it would time and time again be this bad boy. Okay, as I did with my last video, what I really want to do is talk about pros and cons. So we will start with the pros. Pros to the Neverfull GM. It is ginormous, absolutely huge. I think that's a big pro. You can fit literally everything in here. Now, when they say Neverfull, let me tell you, this is the only size that for me truly is Neverfull. So I think that is a huge, huge pro, especially if you need to carry a lot of stuff to and from the office like I do. On an average day, that could be like the laptop and the lunchbox, and then my, maybe even sometimes like gym clothes, stuff like that. I always found that I had to carry like one thing outside of the bag before, like, okay, let me carry my, you know, lunchbox outside the bag. I got tired of it. I wanted it all in one bag, and this is truly the only bag I have that fits everything in one space. Another big pro of this bag is just the fact that it looks very elevated. When you carry this bag, you look chic. You just do. I don't think you need to spend thousands of dollars to look chic, but I will say that this bag is a great piece to transition from like both casual to sort of drinks after work. I wouldn't necessarily take a bag like this to a gala. Do people even go to galas? Like, who the fuck goes to a gala now? Anyway, I wouldn't take this bag to like a fancy dinner or anything. However, if I needed to because I was coming after work or something, I could, right? Versus like a Longchamp, which feels a little bit more casual. So I really think it's a huge pro that this bag looks really elevated. The other thing that I think is a pro that you can debate back and forth, some people don't think this is a pro at all, is that it is big and giant and open. I like this big gaping hole situation because I can toss everything into it. And the con side of that is more of the security. A lot of people worry that this isn't very secure. It just has this clasp right here. But what I will say is that I've been pickpocketed before, but it was never out of this bag. Ironically, it was out of a Longchamp. So yeah, I don't know. I feel comfortable enough taking it on a public transit bus in San Francisco, so I'm not really worried about the security of it being open. I like that it's open. I feel like I can just throw everything in there. I can toss a sweater on top if I need to, my lunch, everything. We've already talked about this. I can put everything in this bag. The other thing that is a huge pro, specifically for this color, is the durability. So this is actually not leather, this bag, which we'll get to that being a con, but it's not leather. This is actually coated canvas, so it is very scratch resistant and stain resistant. But the main pro to this color is the fact that these handles are actually treated leather, which means that you can get them wet. Not that you're gonna go like take a shower with this bag, but if you get caught in the rain, it's not a big deal. Versus this situation, which is untreated leather. So if this gets wet, this is actually gonna stain. And both the monogram and the Azure have that untreated leather, whereas anything in this print and color has the treated leather trim. So I think that's a major pro to buying this bag in this color specifically. Okay, There are two main cons I really want to talk about because they are really big cons, right? The first one, let's just come right out and say it, the cost. The cost is a huge freaking con to this bag. Huge. Huge. It's a huge con. This bag retails for like $1,400, almost $1,500, not including tax. In California, tax is ridiculous, so it's super expensive. It's stupid. The cost is honestly stupid, and I majored in apparel merchandising, so for me, trying to like justify big costs when you know how much it costs to make stuff, it's really tough, right? Like, all I can say is like, they must have elves working in the back rooms to like make these bags, because when you look at it from a material standpoint, you can't cost that out, you know? You just can't. Like, coated canvas or PVC or whatever the hell this is not as expensive as like real leather, and you know that because when you go look at the Louis Vuitton leather bags, they're way more expensive. So there's definitely a huge amount of markup that's happening here, and I think most of the cost really resides in the labor versus the actual materials, right? So that's a huge con, is the cost. Now, the way to kind of get around that is you buy it pre-loved. I would never recommend buying this bag brand new. I just wouldn't. It's a workhorse of a bag, right? This is the thing that you're gonna schlep to and from work. You're gonna use it as a diaper bag. You're gonna take it on public transit. You're gonna throw it in the back of your car. You're gonna put it on the ground in airplanes. This bag is a workhorse. So I would not spend full price on this bag when there are so many places you can get it pre-loved at a slight discount. But I will say that the cost at a full price cost is a major con to this bag. The other con, the only other con that I want to talk about is the fact that it's like not very organized. I did buy a bag organizer for this, so before you guys go on a huge like spree in the comments telling me about, you know, all these different bag organizers, I'm just gonna say like flat out, not a fan of bag organizers for this bag, because I'm very particular with the way I like this bag to be shaped. I don't like when you put a bag organizer in, and this happened with me when I bought one, it made it look boxy. Like, it just, you could tell it wasn't as like soft and like malleable. I like this look. I like that it looks soft and squishy a little bit. I don't want it to be sagging, but I like it to look softer. So I'm not really a big fan of bag organizers for this bag, and that can be a little bit of a con. Even though I personally like a big open gaping tote, I within it have a bunch of little bags, like a cosmetics bag, a little essentials bag. I try and put things in separate bags just to make it so that I can actually find anything versus it being like buried in this huge pit of beauty. You know what I'm saying? You get it? What I will say I bought though is I did buy a base, what do you call that? A base shaper. That's what I bought. I bought it on Etsy. I'll see if I can find the shop and link it for you guys below. I don't like a saggy bag, so I did buy that, but I'm not a fan of bag organizers for this bag. So I do think it's a little bit of a con, right? Like, I wish that they had, maybe it had like another side pocket. There's a side pocket in here. In here, there's a side pocket on the side that you can't even see on camera, I'm sorry. But it's just one side pocket, it's like not very big. So that would be my only thing, is like, I'm down with the big, you know, gaping open tote, but like, give me another side pocket, man. Give me a place to just like slip the tampon, slip in the lip gloss, you know? Those are my pros and cons for this bag. I wanted to spend just a little ounce of time talking about Fashionphile because I don't think it's as, you know, it's not as well known or as talked about, and honestly, I had a really good experience with them. First of all, the price on Fashionphile was cheaper than RealReal or Tradesy or even eBay, a lot of these places. I paid $1,000 for this bag, so it was like pretty much an even trade between the bag I sold and this bag. And the other piece of the experience that I thought was amazing is like the way that they describe the bag. You know, they have like okay condition, good condition, really good, excellent, like new, stuff like that. I think this was listed as like very good condition. Honestly, guys, I got it. It looks freaking brand new to me. Like, they undersell, undervalue, I don't know the right word. They basically like made the description worse than the actual bag. And I've heard that in a couple reviews for Fashionphile that I've watched, and I think it's true. Like, they listed this as like very good. I would say it's like new. So the condition of this bag is just amazing. Like, I would never need to buy this bag new. The fact that I was able to get this for like $400 less than retail price and it looks freaking new, like, yeah, man, I'm digging it. And then yeah, the last piece I would say is I think that they're very trustworthy. Everything is authenticated. I'm not concerned that it's not the real bag. It didn't even cross my mind. They guarantee authenticity. If for any reason you find out that your bag is not authentic, you can take it up with them and they will by all means have that conversation with you. Again, I want to clarify, like, I don't know anyone from Fashionphile. I'm definitely not sponsored by them, none of that stuff. But I did all the research and read everything, and they're super reputable. And yeah, I think it was a great decision to purchase from them. I will definitely purchase from Fashionphile with my next big designer purchase. All right, guys, that is my Neverfull GM pros and cons and slash Fashionphile review. It's kind of a mixed bag in this video, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that it was helpful. And yeah, if you like handbags and beauty and lifestyle and wedding content, because we just got engaged, subscribe and follow along, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.